In tough economic times, poor cash flow may sidetrack corporate and personal philanthropy. At the same time, demands on nonprofit organizations to provide services may actually increase with the adverse economic climate. How can individuals and corporations continue to support charitable giving during these hard times? Enter Project 12 Baskets, a Michigan-based company whose innovative design effectively uses the internet to turn household items into cash for both the seller and local charities.
Well, the story in the scripture has always been so important to me. My parents taught me it from when I was very, very young, and it wasn't just the miracle of the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, but it was the 12 baskets of wonderful leftovers. And as we ended our last business, we were looking for something that was new and creative. And we looked at the demographics and saw that so many people were just at the right age where they had things that they weren't going to know what they were going to do with. Whether it was they were moving from a house into a condominium or into assisted living or whatever, there were just going to be things. And that's the basis for the name, Project 12 Baskets. Well, from start to finish, first we do a walkthrough with the family and understand the kinds of things that will auction and those that maybe won't auction and need to be distributed to another charity like Grace or St. Vincent de Paul's. We'll go through and we'll strategically organize those things. Then we'll come in, we'll pack all the items up, and we'll take them on our truck. The truck will come in with a crew, and we'll move everything out of the house. And we work with our partners. We've been so impressed as we've worked on the estates, the new opportunities that we have. So often there are complete unopened packages of food, and we're able to distribute those to organizations like Detroit Rescue Mission. They're just clamoring for food with the economy being what it is today. So we're able to repurpose those things in that direction. Recently, we've found new outlets for some of the medical equipment, whether it's a walker or even more practical, some of the things like hypodermic syringes for folks that have to inject themselves on a daily basis with insulin and like that. If those boxes haven't been opened, and usually seniors are getting those things in bulk, we're able to then repurpose those to either a medical missionary or to one of the hospitals in the area that has an outpatient clinic that's serving the poor. So it's just one thing after another that's happening that's so exciting for Project 12 Baskets.
Excellent. We're very proud to provide a full service, though. As the items are packed, stored, and taken back to our warehouse for sale, we also make sure the house is in good order, that things are cleaned out, that the rubbish is thrown out in a proper retainer. And then some of the items like the refrigerators, stoves, those are repurposed to missions in the area, in Detroit and Pontiac as well, and being reused. Then the metal contents go last on our truck, if you will, and then they ultimately end up at Ferris Transfer and Processing, where it's a full recycling process. We really want to stay green with everything we're doing for the legacy estates like this one here in Livonia.
That came out of a home in Livonia, and it will come off of the truck here today. It'll be processed. Every item will be barcoded. The barcoding then tells us where in the process the item is, but it's going to progress from here over to the conveyor belt, and on the conveyor belt it will be sorted. And some of the things we may pass on to another charity, but most of the things we'll process, and then we'll actually sell those things to benefit a charity. In this case, it's Goodwill Industries that's going to benefit.
This is all set up to work with eBay, and you put everything in. We scan it in to start with, which is what I did up here. It shows who donated it, what it is, and then you come down here and we categorized it such that it's in pottery and it goes right to the leak so people can find it, and then I write the title. I can use up to 55 letters, and sometimes you try to get every last letter used. This time I really don't need to, and then you give a brief description, tell what its condition is, we put in a starting price, which is, I'm gonna put in $19.99 because they're selling for around $24.99. And then we put in our zip code, and we put in our weight, which is 4, and then our box size. And that pretty much will, and then we'll put pictures in later. That's what he's doing over there. So when I finish, I put it over there for pictures, and I save it, and then eventually it goes out to auction, and we'll be able to watch everything that goes on with that auction through our software.
You have to stay organized. So everything that goes out to auction for Monday night sits in the Monday bin. If it's boxed like this, the bigger things we have all computerized and we know where they are on the shelving. But the things that will end tonight, the Tuesday items are right here, the Wednesday, the Thursday, so on and so forth. That's all organized. As they end, we'll either put them back out to auction if they don't sell, or they'll move over here waiting for payment, and as soon as we get the payment through PayPal, then those items are packed. And UPS stops here every day, United States Post Office stops here every day, and those items then go right out and are delivered within just a few days. We sell all across the United States. Our primary facility is right here in Chesterfield, Michigan, but we last year sold to every state in the Union, the District of Columbia, and Puerto Rico. And we're talking hundreds of items to every one of those states because of the internet. Soup to nuts, that's absolutely right. Whether it's a yo-yo that you're looking for or a baby grand piano, we even have boats and RVs. Whatever you need, we've got it, and we're always open. Our primary focus is the charities, but it also can go back to the families. As we've evolved our business, we learned real quickly that many times the families are in such great need. Mom has gone into an assisted living or a nursing home situation. She's still alive. She's not going to come back to her home, but money is required to help support her. And so we made sure that that was an important part of what we do. As well, we want to make sure that the charities are constantly getting something. Everyone has a need. They're short of money, but we want charities that will be active in promoting the idea. That's the part that the charity plays. They need to hand out the brochures. They need to communicate in their monthly and quarterly newsletters. And so we're looking for folks that want to be involved in some way, that want to get their constituents to participate. If something doesn't sell, we donate it to another charity, and we also have established relationships now with some of the reuse stores in the area, and they will sell items for us, and money will come back to the charity that way. Remember, we barcode everything, so when we put it into a store, if we haven't been able to sell it at electronic auction, that money will flow back to the charity that it was intended for. So we use both e-tail and retail in making the model work. We're looking at expanding. The places that make sense right now are Cincinnati, Cleveland, Indianapolis, and Chicago, because they're the next logical places to go and grow for us. And so we're very interested in getting into those markets.
Project 12 Baskets, a great organization to know if you are downsizing, liquidating a loved one's estate, or shopping for some unique items. The organization's holistic approach to business makes money for both the customer and the customer's charity of choice. If you are interested in learning more about this earth-friendly green way to turn your discards into someone else's treasure and support your local charity in the process, check out the website, project12baskets.com.